Thanks
Hey,
for coming in today.
no problem. Thanks for giving me a call.
No problem. So tell me about yourself.
I guess I graduated high school quite a while ago, like 2011. I was at U of M for almost 5 years now in computer science and computer engineering. Unfortunately, it came to the point where the department was taking on too many students, and a lot of us third years couldn't get any courses, so we went our separate ways. That was right around the time of that strike last year. I don't know if you remember that one. Yeah, so we went somewhere else. I came to Red River to start the BIP program. And I'm just finishing up my first semester there, and I was looking for something in the realm of that area so that I could get some more experience in that kind of work environment for when I finish.
Cool. How do you like Red River compared to UFM?
It's a bit farther away. I know that's not really a thing. I live in South St. Vital, so it's a bit of a bus ride.
Oh, okay.
But I don't mind it. It's all one building. I don't have to go anywhere. Like the campus at U of M is, I have to like go from building to building and get lost. But no, it's not bad.
Reasonably run a car from class to class.
Yeah, almost. Like Jesus, there's more than one parking lot. You can park it all across campus. But no, it's not bad. And the schedule is way more set. Like I have the same classes, the same teachers, and the same kids every day. So that's a little bit easier to
A little
do.
less hectic. Alright. So what would you consider your most applicable strength to the job you're applying for?
I think it would just be my familiarity with Java. I believe that you guys, that's the language you use, and that's what I used for the 5 years I was at university, is we used Java, and even through high school I learned Java. So I think like by this point I have a fairly strong grasp of it, and going into a job using Java I'd be most comfortable with that.
And what would you consider your biggest weakness in this job?
It would probably be dealing with code from other people. I know just from being at school that I write rather differently than a lot of my classmates. A lot of my programs look different and not usually in the same way that they do, and sometimes it's harder to like make them work together, or harder for me to grasp what they're doing, or for some people to grasp what my programs are doing. And in that position you're advertising, it'd be a lot of dealing with other people's codes and debugging, and that might be a bit of a challenge just because I have a different writing style. But
That's fair. Out of all the projects, I'm assuming you've done quite a few. Which one would you be most proud of from like your work or your projects or anything like that?
Well, looking a bit farther back in high school, we had a team from our drafting department go to Dubai for the miniature F1 cars, where you like puncture the CO2 tank and it goes down the track. And for their program, we built a test track in high school in our electronics department so that they could test the different car designs. And I wrote the software behind it to time the track with the photo sensors on each end so that we could tell like down to the millisecond if a car was faster and what design was better. So I think that's the one I'm most proud of, just because of what it did. Like it helped them go to Dubai for the
really cool.
skills competition.
And it's fun.
Yes, although we didn't get to go to Dubai, so.
That's fun. Alright, so it can get kind of crazy here. How would you handle a situation where you had, 4 or 5 tasks you had to complete, there was a deadline today, and it's just not going to happen, you're not going to complete all of them?
Well, much like being in university, I think it just comes down to whether or not it's going to have to be a choice. I'm going to have to choose what task is the most important, like put them in an order, and if I know that I'm not going to get them all done by the end of the day, then it's going to have to be prioritized. What is the most important, and get that one done, and if the others aren't going to be done, I'm going to have to talk to whoever is in charge of that, be it maybe it's the ticket system in there. I need to talk to who sent that ticket in and just let them know that it's not going to happen today. There's other stuff that has to come first, and just do as much as I can in the ones that are important, and if it doesn't get finished, I'm going to have to talk to someone and I'll have to get it on the next day.
So you mentioned that you do have some difficulty reading other people's codes and things like that. What would you consider your ideal coworker?
Probably not me, because I don't think I would get along with myself very well working. Maybe just someone that's been through as much Java as I have, another university guy that maybe went to Red River or stopped going to U of M and went somewhere else. Just that was kind of in the same classes as me, and he's kind of have the same writing style a little bit. But I think that, yeah, anyone that writes like more structured or away from how I write, I think it would be hard. But if I can get someone that's maybe has the same understanding and the same style of Java, that would be probably the best. And it wouldn't hurt to have a little bit of butting heads because that's how you get stuff done. So
A bit of a diverse background.
yeah.
And what about the work environment? What would be your ideal work environment?
Rather relaxed. I have had a couple jobs that it was fairly strict. Like I worked for the federal government at Veterans Affairs, and they were not like suit and tie every day, but it was like you need to fancy shirt, and you dealt with the professional customers every day, and it was very like stick to the schedule and do this, and this is how you should act.
How you present yourself?
Yeah,
Very
you have to
important.
look like you work for the federal government. But then I've also had jobs on the other end, like at U of MIT, that we would wear t-shirts and shorts and go to people's places to fix their internet. And that, I think I was a lot more comfortable in that situation, just because it's easier to act and relate with someone when you're not trying to act out of character in that. So maybe a more relaxed feel, I find, would make me a lot better at it. But don't take that like it can't work in a strict environment.
And what do you do in your spare time?
I play a lot of video games. I know that's kind of a stereotype, but it is what I do. I do play soccer on Fridays and dodgeball on Wednesdays, just with some of the guys I know from university.
Are those in the evening?
Yes, soccer earliest is like 7:30, and then so it hasn't interfered with anything yet. But yeah, that's about it. I play the rec sports and then just video games a lot of the time.
Right. I think that's all we have for you today.
Wow.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for letting me come by.